Hey yo, it's 5 rounds, 5 topics a season. Home of the most controversial opinions. Dropping each round on a Friday. If you're about the top trends, then it's our way. So make sure you subscribe. Believe it or not, the vibe is out here. Whereby the peace can talk with no fear. Hey, what's the name of the podcast right here? What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. Hey, yo, hit the like button. You know I'll be checking. Oh, right, we're live. Right, what's going on, people? Welcome to 5 Rounds. It's your boy, Wantali, and I've got Mr. Bushido Brown in the comments. All right, let me just check.
Right,
quick. How's it going, Mr. Bushido Brown? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Ready to drop everything to list all these diss tracks.
Wow. I don't know, bro. You know, like the circle thing, that it's not wholesome. I'm not feeling it. On my own, I'm not feeling it.
Oh, what a shame, man. What a damn shame.
I'll put it on when Mr. Drew decides to show his face, right?
Okay.
That or that. All right, that's better. Welcome to 5 Rounds. I am Wantali. Yo, if you guys like culture, laughter, vibes with a mix of controversy and drama, this is it right here. We've got 1,610 subscribers so far. So yo, make sure you subscribe if you're new to this channel. Subscribe, please. Thank you very much. Like I said, I've got Mr. Fact Checker himself, aka Bushido Brown, in the background there. Biggest MF Doom fan I know, But
this guy doesn't even know my taste. I just said MF Doom is one of my favorites.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But
yeah. In fact, put some respect on MF Doom, man. I didn't know him before until I watched his documentary. I was like, okay, this guy's good. This guy's good.
I'm glad you finally realized the truth.
Anna says, I'll be shocked if you ever start on time. Well, look here.
Same.
You can't vouch for me right now? You just seen what happened. We're literally waiting for people. But we thought, you know what? We're going to come live anyway. Okay. Worst diss tracks ever made. Yeah. Or we've ever heard. Not ever made. Because ever made is kind of, I don't know. I don't think you can listen to everything, Infamous Solo says, y'all slept on the boy. What did he say? On Instagram. We're live on Instagram, by the way, people. So he says, y'all slept on the boy once. Best believe y'all will get a mention in one of my tracks. Who's this guy? Who are? I'll look you up, bro. We're about to be at a diss track, apparently. Bushido Brown.
Oh my gosh, why am I?
His name's Francis. That's his name, Francis. If you're his last name, let me know.
Dude. What is this doxing? Can't they sue you for that?
I don't know. Can they? I'm
pretty sure doxing. Revealing my identity with that.
I just said Francis. I could be wrong.
Oh,
I just said Francis. Oh. That's it. There's many Francis.
Sure.
Cool. Let's get on with this. I think we've dealt with that quite a bit. I was trying to wait for Drew, but obviously Drew is not coming in. Right. Worst diss tracks you have ever heard, guys. I'll tell you what, I had to brush up on this because normally diss tracks, you really forget them. They're like forgettable, bad diss tracks. Very, very forgettable, But I do have some honorable mentions. Maybe let's start with, a good one that you've heard recently, Mr. Bushido Brown, what's a good diss track that you've heard? What makes a bad diss song as well? We'll go to that too. So let's start there. What's a good?
Okay. Oh, that's a good. There's like so much that goes into it. One, it's like in some cases it's like very, very personal, like the attack sides. Like I know people like Not Like Us and everything. But for me, like the best recent, I feel bad for Drake, but is Pusha T's Story of Adidon or whatever. Yeah, because that was like one that was literally such a big thing that it got obviously Drake to reveal that he has a son and
Mm,
all this stuff. And technically, it set the works for stuff like Not Like Us, because he did point out a lot of things about him, kind of like blackfishing and everything. And
and being an
then,
absent father.
yeah, and then now look at Drake. I mean, Kendrick also bring up the fact that he's like a culture vulture and he's blackfishing a lot of the time. And yeah, that was, and again, it's one of the ones that he even admitted, like, oh, what am I gonna? Drake admitted, like, oh, what am I gonna do now? He's won. What else
Mm,
is there?
mm. So a
One
good.
of,
So in
mhm.
your well, from what you're saying, is a good diss track is one that's a little bit personal, hits home, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and has what something memorable or
Shock value. It needs to have some. Usually, it has to have like a bomb in it. Like again, Drake being secretly a father, that was like a bomb. And
right.
again, this is against Drake, but Drake being involved with all his like shenanigans with like minors and stuff.
A minor. Let's go.
I'm not.
Hey, Super Bowl! It's coming at the Super Bowl, so you're gonna be crying, little
Five
buddy.
times, man. I'm ready for those five. What do you call it? Plays of it in a row.
Of course, that's what's gonna happen. Anna says Tupac Hit Them Up is the best diss track. In my opinion, it's not one of the best. You know, the unpopular opinion, it's not one of the best lyrically, right? But
Yeah.
it is one of the most disrespectful diss songs ever made. Yes, we can say that. But as a whole,
Mm.
it's alright. It's alright. I don't think
Yeah.
it's one. I don't think
I
it's
don't
one
think
of
it's
the best.
aged. I don't think it's aged as well
No.
as like No Vaseline and stuff.
Exactly. No Vaseline. You listen to it now, you're like, E, it's like, you know, it's
Yeah,
like,
you know what's happening.
man, this is before, like, man, can you imagine? This is before. Now, you got to sort of, obviously, it was very vulgar, it was very derogatory towards,
Hmm.
sexual orientation and things like that. Back in the day, people were throwing it about like it's nothing, you know, it is quite offensive. No Vaseline. Um,
Hmm.
what do I look for in a diss track, right? A good diss track. I like a good beat because you need a
Hmm.
catchy beat. Yeah, you need good lyrics, right? Good wordplay. You need you know, people who give it a little bit with word, make you think a little bit. It doesn't have to be complicated, but just throw me something that tells me you're a creative person. Because let's be honest, everyone here has been to high school, right? And
Hmm.
and everyone here, yeah, has been in I guess a back and forth, a banter back and forth, right? Because a diss track is pretty much a back and forth. So
Yeah.
it is somebody hammering you, hey, you're so short, your mama so this, hey, what, you know what I mean? And you want to have a little bit of anyone can do that. Anyone can say you're so short, you can't do this, or you like kids. But then if you take that and then you start making it a bit more artistic, is where I start paying attention to things like that. Like, okay, this person sort of knows what they're doing. They're an artist, they're a hip hop artist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that are timeless, if you ask me. Because Hit 'em Up is literally a guy just telling you like it is. Like, I did this to your woman, you claim to
Hmm.
be this, and I'm this, but the beat was nice. And then you got those women going. Has anyone seen that meme of the backup dancers going, fake bunny, or take that?
Yeah.
And then the one on TikTok, it shows a backup dancer going, listening to what exactly Tupac was saying. Oh, bad boy as a staff, record label as a crew, and the guy's like, I didn't sign up for this. That was the meme, like going,
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. What's going on? If you haven't seen that meme, check it out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's what I look for in a diss track, Bushido Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you.
Mm. So, with that said, let's flip it then.
Yeah.
What makes a bad diss track? What makes a bad diss track? Let's go there.
What makes it bad? Uh, I guess it's one thing that's for sure is the fact that it doesn't like hit the mark. Like you
Mm,
don't feel as dissed or anything. You just it
mm,
just like one of my examples is, it's gonna be in my list, but like what's Nicki Minaj on against
Stupid.
Meg?
Oh,
The big foot, what do you call it? Right foot, left foot, blue foot, something like that. I was like, what is this?
oh God.
I was like, legitimately, what is this?
You're gonna hurt some of the Nicki Minaj fans in the ones that are
You
watching the
see
video.
that's the thing. You see, I brought up Pusha T, but the funny thing is, he has my favorite all-time diss track, and it's also the worst of all time.
Really?
So yeah,
The story of Adidon.
no. It's another one. That's why it's like you gotta sometimes you just gotta take these like L's, W's, and all these.
Wow. Okay. Look. Well, then let's get it started. I mean, guys in the comments, what do
Yeah.
you think makes a bad diss track? Let us know. You're not in the comments, Bushido Brown. You're the fact checker.
Yes.
Hi. So guys in the comments, let us know what you think makes a bad diss track. What makes you like when like I said, when I listen to a diss track, a good one, and I hear something offensive, you know me, it's
Oh my God!
it's literally that. So the Kendrick Drake beef for me, when I listened to that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Gunjan says, hey, and then he goes, occult wisdom. I don't know who that is. Gunjan, have you ever heard of a guy named Sidhu Muswala? You ever heard of him?
Swallow.
Well, the late Sidhu Muswala, an Indian rapper. Irish Queen says, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Irish Queen. We haven't seen you around in a long time. Hope you're good. Would you like to give us your worst, the worst diss tracks you've ever heard? Okay, Francis, Bushido Brown.
Yes. He finally said it right. I swear now.
I failed at that. Okay.
You have indeed.
What's your number 5? Your 5th worst diss track of all time?
It has to be, what do you call it? I'm sorry, but I gotta start with it. It's gotta be goddamn Nicki Minaj's thing. It has to be Left Foot. It is actually gonna be a bit of a spoiler, but yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't great.
No.
It just wasn't great.
Why wasn't it great?
Again, it didn't just it was I don't know what the best way to say it is, kind of it just fell flat. It just literally fell flat. It felt like more of just an angry child's rant than a full-on diss track, and it felt very high school.
Yeah.
It felt really like, again, the lyrics weren't that like impressive. They didn't really pop. They didn't really like have impact. So it's like I know the thing is, lyrically, we all know Nicki Minaj could do better, but in this case, she just didn't. And I think that's the biggest thing. She just disappointed. It was disappointing.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. I'll be honest with you. I haven't heard this song, and I don't really listen to Nicki Minaj. I'll be honest with you. But when I do, I try and listen, and I'm like, eh. And I bet you it was a I mean, come on. When's Nicki Minaj won a rap beef? Let's be honest. Queen, Irish Queen of Cream says, all is well. So she's been looking after herself. She took a break. Well, welcome back. We hope you're feeling better. She says her worst one is Kendrick's latest diss track. It was crap. Which one? Not Like Us?
The worst is wild.
I know. I need to hear this. Irish Queen again says, yeah, she is a queen. She let herself down. I agree. Okay, yeah. Apparently, she agrees that Nicki Minaj let herself down on that diss song against Megan. For me, the 5th worst is Nick Cannon, The Invitation. Can you imagine your own wife, who is an R&B or ex-wife, R&B singer, comes up with a catchier diss song than you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or let's say catchier diss song than any of the diss songs you made against Eminem. So let me break this down. This man, was with Mariah Carey at the time. And Eminem, if you remember, did a song called The Warning, I think it was. Was it Warning? It was one of those. And said, said a few things about, when they were in a relationship and how she's obsessed with him, and then she flipped it around, isn't it? Said, no, why do you keep, mentioning me in songs and all these things, no, but sort of imitated the video as well, imitated, the Slim Shady of then, the hooded up one. And then Nick Cannon comes up with a few songs, but one I want to really pinpoint is The Invitation, because being in a music video, black and white, hooded up with your mates, and talking about being gangster, for a guy who started from Nickelodeon, was PG-13 since birth, or rated U or whatever, for me it doesn't sit right. Yeah, it doesn't sit right at all. So when somebody comes out and says I'm hard, I can do this, I can do that, and then now starts shaming someone because of their race, I really can't listen to that. And there was nothing artistic about the song. There was a Suge Knight skip in there. I mean, a skit in there talking about how Eminem is a bitch, and I'm thinking this is just not it. For me, it just wasn't it. Another thing that I would say about diss tracks is momentum, right? If you don't have the momentum, your song ain't gonna pick up. If you don't release your diss track at the right time, saying the right thing in the right moment, it's not gonna pick up. So Hit 'Em Up, like we were saying, was good then, and now you're thinking, but the lyrics were not really, it was just somebody talking shit, really. So, for me, Nick Cannon has got to be in there. He's got to be in there because he really flunked at most of his diss tracks. So how do you go against Eminem with those type of things? You're just going to get messed up. Guys in the chat, let us know what your number 5 is, please. Gunjan. Gunjan says he doesn't know who Sidhu Moosewala is. Come on, man. He's like a legend. He's a legend, man. Irish Queen says the words were wild, but the track itself wasn't the best. Okay, fair enough. That's she's talking about that Megan Thee Stallion disc. Right, let's go for number 4, Mr. Bushido Brown. What is your number 4?
This is gotta be random, but it's by like a YouTuber. It's what's his name? It's what's his name? What's his name? The Disney dude.
Disney guy. YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Logan or Jake, one of the two. I always forget. But yeah, it's all I remember. It's something every day, and one of the people. It's an American one.
Logan Paul. Jake.
One of the two. It was just one of the two. Jake. They had a house. They lived in a house, and it was popular. But I heard that distract, and somebody said London, like something like. I just forgot what it was just bad because it's just an assortment of people just trying. I don't even remember who they're dissing. It was just assortment of these kids basically trying to act cool, but it was so cringy. Me and a friend of mine who's also an artist, we listened to it for the jokes to try and properly critique it. We couldn't. We just like walked out of it knowing that this is one of the worst things we've ever listened to. There's no memorable moment in it. It was just, again, you can tell this was like pre-TikTok time. So this is how it feels. It feels like what TikTokers would have considered a diss track right now.
Oh my gosh. No, thank you.
Yeah, I just don't.
I mean, they're barely making it at boxing, so who knows? My number 4, right? Oh, look, Mr. Drew has finally decided to show up. Welcome, Mr. Drew. What time do you call this?
I've been listening this whole time, man. I've been listening this whole time. I was just driving to get to my destination, and I am here. Okay. I am here. Okay. But I've been listening this whole time. I was listening on YouTube. Yeah. So someone is saying, "Hit 'Em Up" is not the best diss track.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Who that?
That's what I said.
Why are you saying that?
Have you seen the lyrics? Do you want me to open the lyrics for you so we can have a look? No, let's have a look at the lyrics.
Yeah.
I like hype merchants like you.
High merchants, you know.
That's what I like. This is what I like. We're going to share these lyrics. I mean, Tupac's a legend. Don't get me wrong. You know, but like I said, you know, it was one of the most disrespectful, you know, diss tracks. But artistically, there's nothing to it. So here we go.
Artistically, there's nothing to it. Mm-hmm.
No. Okay.
Now, let's look at it.
This is his verse. First off, F your BI at the click you claim.
Mm-hmm.
West side where we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but your wife, we bust on bad boys, and we literally. This is what he wrote. First 4 lines.
Yeah.
Plus Puffy trying to
let's go.
Weak hearts I rip. Yeah. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia some Marcus. Okay. We keep on coming while we're running. Guys, seriously. We are coming at you while you're running for your jewels. Steady gunning, keep on busting at them fools. You know the rules. I'm not trying to ridicule the song, but I'm saying artistically, it's not. There's nothing to it.
What are you comparing with when you say artistically? Which song are you comparing? Which diss song are you comparing?
Oh my gosh.
Which song are you comparing with? When you say like
okay.
Which one?
You've listened to Ether?
Mm-hmm. I have.
I'm comparing it to Ether.
Well, put the lyrics up. Let's see that. Let's see that.
Okay. This guy. This guy. Okay. Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. Right?
Let's go.
Brace yourself for the main event. Y'all been patiently waiting. It's like an AIDS test. What's the results? Not positive. Who's the best? Partners and big. Ain't no best. East, west, north, south, flossed out. Greetings. I embrace y'all with napalm. Yeah. Blows up. No guts left. Chest, face gone. Like literally, these 3 lines here interlinked by one word. Yeah. One word. How could Nas be garbage? Semi-autos at your cartilage. Yeah. Semi-autos at your cartilage. Burner at the side of your dome. Come out of my throne. I got locked since 91. I'm the truest. Name a rapper that I ain't influenced. Anyway. Gave your chapters, but now my eyes on the Judas. Do you know you got that line, yeah? You got that line.
I got it.
He's saying that he's Jesus, brother. That's what he's saying. Anyway, let's carry on. Mr. Bushido Brown, or Mr. Fact Checker, is my point validated here?
I do believe it is validated in this particular stage. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, it's because I agree from the get-go.
I will give myself this.
And his name is John C.
I'm not saying the Tupac song is the best hit diss song on the planet, but you can't discredit it in that way because
no, we're not discrediting. No, we're not.
I didn't know.
That's not. No, that's not. No, we did not discredit it. We just said compared. So basically, when you're at the top, you have to compare yourself to the top.
Yeah.
So you can. Yeah. So it's like
right.
It's like above also, everything,
like
but then
we compared it to no Vaseline. That's what we did.
Yeah. So that's good.
And also, what you're doing right now, it's like trying to compare an iMac with
the flat Earth.
Hang on a second.
With a flat Earth.
You're trying to compare an iMac with a Macintosh from the early 90s. That's what you're trying to do.
That's not.
No,
that's basically what you're doing.
But listen. Okay,
Drew. That Macintosh didn't do any justice. But this new game here, the iMacs are the ones that are doing the shit, right?
Drew, I'm glad you're here, Drew. I am glad you're here. Hold on a minute. That excuse, this is why I said, right? It's easy for me to sit here and banter you, right? Like for me to say things about you, it's easy. What I appreciate is articulating, right? That's why I'm saying there's nothing to hit them up. So I'm sure in high school, somebody was hitting you. So in Malawi, the banter banter or slander, we call it my game, right?
Mm.
So
Right.
I'm sure in high school somebody hit you with one of those lines that you've probably heard before, but it still hit. Like it's still hit. Like it's
Alright,
probably
so-
been used in the 80s, 70s. So what you're saying is because Tupac's song was made in the what we shouldn't compare it to, because
Yeah,
of time,
but that time hip hop had an advance. Like, have you listened to hip hop? Don't say first. Let me explain myself. Listen, let's go back to the history. Have you listened to how Africa Bambaataa used to sound like when he was rapping? And that was hip hop.
Okay, fair enough.
Have you listened to how LL Cool J used to sound like? And
Yes.
that was fucking hip hop, right?
Yes.
So that was the beginning of hip hop. The
Yes.
lyricists that time were not as too complicated as today.
That's
You
not
get
true.
my point. That is
Grandmaster
very
Flash.
true.
Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash.
Come on, man.
Grandmaster Flash.
Man. Come on, man. Have you really paid attention to that hip hop, man?
articulate. He was still articulate.
Nah,
Grandmaster Flash was
nah,
still
man.
articulate. Even like
Nah,
one of the
man.
Godfather.
No, man. He was articulate, yes. He was articulate, yes, but it was straightforward hip hop, man. It was straightforward.
Yeah,
It's like what
yeah,
Tupac
but-
Shakur was doing. So you can't compare that with J. Cole and them.
Bruh, people still reference Grandmaster Flash today. It's like a jungle.
Again, of course, that's for sure. That's for sure. But saying that Tupac Shakur did not deliver, was not articulate enough compared to a track that's been released 2000s. That's ridiculous, dog. It's like, again, it's like saying Macintosh did not do the job than iMac. iMac is the best because now it's iMac. It's articulate. It's the perverted new technology. No, seriously. It's like saying iMac is the new perverted technology that's the best than the Macintosh. Macintosh created the computers.
Okay, Drew.
Yeah.
We get your point. But in this particular situation, like in normal cases, I would agree. But in this particular case, what we're trying to say, it's like comparing Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and who is the current like best player, or like Neymar. Neymar was at one point considered in that conversation. He's still good, but then there's someone who's just better at that particular time. We're not just saying it's one of the worst.
Right, but they're in the same kind of generation. They're in the same generation.
Yes.
Well, now let's look at it this way. Now, you brought a good point. Can you compare Abedi Pele with Ronaldo? Can you compare the two?
I mean,
can you compare Abedi Pele with Messi? For example, can you compare the two?
Yes, but then the thing is,
those are two different generations.
We can compare Maradona with Messi. The man was winning. The man was playing football and cocaine, allegedly.
Yes,
but you know what I mean.
This guy.
But he was still good.
But no, the generations you're thinking about are like vastly like different. Yeah. This wasn't too much of a like change. That's the thing. You're thinking as if I'm talking about like the 2020s compared to the 90s. That's not what we're doing here. Anyway, can we just go back to the discussion?
No, I think my point I was trying to say is that you can't say that Tupac wasn't articulate enough. I was trying to give you a little bit of a history.
Wow. Let me stop you right there. I said hit him up. I didn't say Tupac. The song hit him up. It wasn't articulate enough. The song, not the artist. He was articulate.
But what wasn't articulate about it?
Didn't I just read the lyrics?
Yeah, but then you have to explain in your own opinion.
West side where we ride come equipped with game.
Mm-hmm. That's hip hop, there.
We ride in West Side. You better come ready. You better come ready. Basically, said every man from LA. Basically, you claim to be a player, but I think your wife, like literally every man would probably say that. That's what I'm trying to say here.
But that's how hip hop used to sound like in the 90s, dog.
No. Let's be serious.
If you listen to Snoop Dogg, 1, 2, 3 to the 4, Snoop Dogg, your dog, and Dr. Dre's at your door. That's how it used to sound. Hip hop in the 90s,
and that's why Snoop Dogg doesn't really have iconic diss tracks, does he?
that's how hip hop in the 90s sounded
and
like,
that's
dog.
why
That's
Snoop
how
Dogg
it is.
doesn't have
And
icon.
if you go back, and if you go back to the 80s, you will hear also the hip hop in the 80s was a little different than what was in the 90s.
Yes.
90s was an elevation of the 80s, and 2000s an elevation of the 90s.
You know, we can go through every timeline of hip hop and find an articulate artist.
And Tupac wasn't one of them in the 90s.
I didn't say he wasn't one of them. I said hit him up. Stop pin it on me. I said hit him up was not articulate enough. In fact, Tupac's verses in Hit 'em Up, because some of the verses, the Outlaws, I think they were a little bit more creative. You know, there was a bit better wordplay in there, you know, metaphors in there, double entendres in there, you know. So only Tupac's verse, and that's what carried the song anyway, because it was Tupac's song. You know, I feel like the talking is what hit home more than the rapping, because the guy spoke.
All right, let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you, what's the Constitution like? What constitutes what should be the best diss track or diss track?
Hold on a minute, Drew. You were late, so this is your problem. You should should have listened at the beginning. Well, that's your problem. We are going to carry on. We're not going back because Drew is late. You know what I mean?
So how do I know about the Constitution? Because otherwise, I'm just going to be making my argument without based on no Constitution. So I need to know what is the Constitution.
No problem. You watch the show after this. This guy. You need to give us a number 5 and the number 4, please. What's your 5th worst diss track ever? So for Mr. Bushido Brown, the 5th worst was Nicki Minaj. What was the song? The one she
I don't
know.
Like Bigfoot, like the Bigfoot, I think.
Bigfoot something. And then his number 4 was one of the Poor Brothers. Again, doesn't know who they're dissing. You know, you might as well just say the worst artist. Really, that list is
so bad.
I didn't say my number 4. My number 4 was King Combs' Pick a Side, the one that he dissed 50 Cent. Because again, this is a rich kid coming out, you know, totally not reading the room and talking about being gangster to a guy who actually lived it. You know, like
that was your number 4 for the best.
Number 4 worst diss track, because. Yeah, if you talk about I've got money, well, you know, we know it's your dad's money. If you're talking about I'm from the streets, well, we know you've never been in the streets. Let's be honest. Like, you know, and also the song was just totally garbage. You know, so this one is based on momentum, based on what he said, and literally why he thought this was a good idea. You know, it was a terrible idea. You know, so yeah, that's my number 4. What about you, sir? What is your number 5 and your number 4?
I mean, I only made the best list though. That's what I can say. But I can try and find some other worse ones. How
can you do? This guy is definitely not prepared. Like,
no, I am prepared. I am prepared. I just don't feel like mentioning the worst is more it's I don't know. I don't feel it's necessary.
Somebody check on
it's an objective. It's a subjective list. It's fine.
Somebody check
right.
It's just a subjective list.
What's the topic today?
It's like trying to have the Grammys. It's like trying to have the Grammys, and then you say the worst Grammys are going out to this film. You know what I mean? Just say the Grammys.
It's a matter of taste. It's a matter of taste.
Right, so it's fine. That's true.
I just wanted to flip it around, bro. We've done a lot of best this, best that, best this.
Like I've already told him. Like my favorite diss is also one of the worst of all time.
There you go.
I mean, I could do that, but as an artist myself, like I sort of look at the time these artists have taken time to create that. It's creative process. So I wouldn't just disregard it as the worst. So that's why I'm always preparing what I feel was the best. The rest have done the job, but they're not the worst. So that's my opinion. That's how I look at it.
This is you being
so
nice.
I prepared my best list, which I could go off track and mention some of the words that I think are the worst, but it's not really my style as an artist, I think. So my number 5, let's see.
Finally. Finally.
My number. I mean, I have to explain myself with you guys. You know, like you're a little bit too how do I call it? Too slow for my
I don't know what you're
articulation, if you put
drinking,
it that way.
smoking, sniffing, or injecting, brother.
It needs to be stopped.
My number five, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys have heard it before, but it's a track by Pusha T. The story. Have you guys heard that?
The story of Adidon.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Oh my God!
No,
The fifth worst diss song you have ever heard.
No, but no, this
Not
is
the
exactly what
worst.
we're talking about. But it's
I
no,
didn't say
it's
the
like
worst.
no, but no,
I didn't
I
say
do
the
understand. I do understand what he means. If it's his
It's not the worst diss song.
That's what we're doing here, Drew. We're
No.
doing the five worst. It's like Ovi went to sleep and turned into Drew. This is what's going on here.
No, it's fine.
What do you
It's all
mean, though? What do you mean, though? You told me to give out my opinion. I'm giving out my opinion.
Right.
What do you mean, though?
Read this out once again. What does this say, sir?
Top 5 worst diss tracks I've ever heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Pusha T, Story of Adidon?
Yeah.
Is the number?
Yeah.
I give up.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here, man.
Nah,
Shit,
we're not
I'm
doing this.
saying.
We're not doing it. We're
What?
not doing it.
I mean,
No,
if
no,
you
he
think
needs
it's
to
the
explain.
best diss track, if you think it's the best diss track, that's up to you, though.
Okay.
I don't think it's the best diss track. I don't think it is.
Explain. And why is it the fifth worst diss track you've ever heard, though?
Yeah, because maybe what you call you guys, the new generation, the X what do you call yourself again? The X generation X.
Why
you
you
probably
play-
understand it better. I don't,
you-
and I'm
why-
entitled to my opinion. Right?
Don't fall for it. Just go on. What's number 4? What do you say number 4 was?
Number 4 worst.
Yes.
Jeez, let's see. There was that beef between Jadakiss and 50, and Jadakiss released a song. What was that song called again?
Oh,
I don't even remember.
Jeez. What
What
was
did you
that
say?
song again?
Oh,
what did you say? Wait, what did you say? Wait, no, did you say who won 50?
50 and
Jadakiss and 50 had beef. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh no, it's gonna go worse.
Checkmate. You're talking about checkmate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, Drew? Okay.
No. It wasn't Checkmate. He released another track that was
No, he didn't.
50.
He did one song, and that was it.
Yes,
She
he
Glooch,
did.
She
Yes,
Glooch
he
released
did.
another song, but
Yes, he did.
Jadakiss did one song.
Come on, man.
He's on Google. Anyway,
No, I'm trying to find the title.
While he's on Google, drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside, let's have a heart-to-heart about your pride. Even though you're multi, I see your soul don't look alive, and the M's count different when baby divides the pie. Wait, let's examine why.
Listen,
your music for the past few years been angry and full of lies. I'll start at the home front. I'm on one. Dennis Graham, stay off the ground. Biatch, I'm on one. You mentioned a wedding ring that's like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5. Hell of a dad thing.
Are we supposed to agree on this podcast?
Hold on.
Constitution.
Don't worry.
Are we supposed to agree on everything?
Let me finish. Marriage is something Sandy never had. Drake, how you a winner? But she kept coming in last place. His own mother. Monkey suit Dennis, you parade him. A Steve Harvey suit brother made him. There was even a meme for that. Confused. Always felt you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it because your fro couldn't nap enough. Hey, since your name dropped my fiance, let them know who you chose as your Beyonce. Sophie knows better as your baby mama. Cleaned up her IG, but the stench is on her. A baby is involved. It's deeper than rap. We're talking character. Let me keep it with the facts. You are hiding a child. Let the boy come home. Deadbeat mother playing border patrol. Ooh, Adonis is your son, and he deserves better than Adidas. Than an Adidas press run. Anyway,
you know what?
There's a part he said.
Fun.
There's something Sophie knows better. Some part he says Sophie knows it. Anyway, but yeah, sir, this is
no.
yeah,
Okay, so
your fifth
you know
worst
what?
diss
No, I just want to say. So, Drew, when we're talking about this like list, we're trying to also like give reasons why they're not. So if you can't articulate the reason why, that's why we're gonna question it. The same way none of us.
That's why I didn't want to give my worst tracks. I wanted to give my best tracks. Because I can tell you the reasons why.
Wait. Wait, RB here says, what did I walk into? Drew says Pusha T's story of Adidon, the one he dissed Drake on, the one he bodied Drake on, is his fifth worst diss track. Like the fifth worst diss track he's ever heard, apparently, because he doesn't understand the jargon that the people of this generation use. That's his excuse. Okay, what's your fourth best, Mr. Drew? Welcome, RB.
My fourth worst. Now I want to give my best and the worst.
But this is just the worst.
Why is it only just the worst?
Because that's the topic, Drew.
Why are you wasting our time, Drew? People have been here since 7.
This is hilarious. I'm sorry, but this is hilarious.
Okay, we'll come back to you then on the fourth.
Okay,
Mr. Bushido.
What am I on?
Oh wow, she's on Drew's side. She's like, but that's Drew's opinion. We didn't.
Yeah, no,
with you
no. No, that's what we're saying. No, that's what I'm saying. That's
we know it's his opinion, but we go on,
just,
Mr. Bushido Brown.
You know, he basically, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We can't. She's right. We can't argue with him. If that's what he believes is the fifth worst. It's the fifth worst to him.
It's just that
This is why I asked in the beginning. This is why I asked in the beginning. What is the Constitution? Are we supposed to agree on everything?
We don't have to agree. Like none of our lists are the same so far. Like literally, none of our lists are the same so far.
Exactly.
Right.
But yo, that story of Adidon, that threw me off.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Why? Is it because the chat said that was the best diss song?
Brother, I'm the one who brought it up. I'm the one who brought it up. And I just said, what do you call it? It's one of the better ones. It's just one of the better ones.
Brother, people.
It's the better ones, right?
Imagine hiding a child from the world and the world discovering through your enemy.
But did you not say that Hit 'Em Up is the worst hit diss song?
I didn't say that.
No one said that.
Oh, how did Hit 'Em Up come into play? How did Hit 'Em Up?
We're talking about legitimately talking about one of the best, and we just said like it's one of the best, but I prefer something else. That was literally it. That was it. No one said it was the worst.
This is what we're dealing with. Anyway, Drew, give us your number 4. We should respect his opinion.
Yes,
your number 4.
Oh my good Lord. No, you know what? I want to do best. So I'll wait for you guys to do your top 5, and I can comment on that.
Right. You know what? Let's do that.
If I give you my worst, I'm gonna sound like I'm less informed in your hip hop world. When my hip hop world is
let's go. Third one.
Yes. So we're gonna start again. Number 5 for Mr. Bushido Brown is Nicki Minaj's Megan diss. What is it called? I really need to find out.
I also need to remember what it is.
Nicki Minaj dissing Megan. Yeah. Jesus. Megan Lee. Okay. What's the song called, man? I don't know. What's the song? What is the song called? Francis, you must want to fall out with me. Apparently, that's what. She's a big Nicki fan, so. It's called Hot Girl Summer. What is it? No, that's not it. No, that's not it. I've never heard this song, so I don't know. Bigfoot, you're right. It's Bigfoot.
Yeah, it is Bigfoot.
It is Bigfoot. So
I personally don't listen to Nicki Minaj, so I can't really comment anything on that.
Okay. What's your? What is my? I'm trying to remember. Let me try. Let me find my list again. My
Bigfoot.
phone's off.
So
Oh my gosh, my phone is off. I need to remember what my thing was now.
you see,
Let me just put one. Let me just put a bad track off the top of my head.
RB says play it and listen to it. Apparently, Nicki Minaj fans are here. Hey, okay, Nicki Minaj.
I mean, like I said,
Nah.
worse.
We're listening to every diss track. She's on one already. She's on one. We're listening to every diss track now because this is not it. Well, yeah, when people say story of Adidon, you know what I mean? That like, what the hell's that about? Okay, so Nicki Minaj Bigfoot is Bushido Brown's number 5. While Bushido Brown sorts his phone out, I'll tell you what my number 5 was. So my number 5, let's go back here. My number 5, Nick Cannon, The Invitation. Yeah, that was my number 5. Number 4, King Combs.
And who was it this thing?
Eminem. King Combs, Pick a Side. Yeah, that was my number 4. I'll do my one. Number 3 is that designer diss to 50 Cent. Because that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I feel like, I listened to it a few times and I thought, this is a diss track? Like, it sort of vindicated 50 Cent and also the momentum. Like 50 Cent just said, look, you don't have a, you don't have a hit. You only after Panda, you don't have a hit song. He was trying to sign this guy, and he said, "What other song have you got?" And the guy had nothing. And he heard it in an interview, and he goes, "No, let me diss 50 Cent." And the diss was terrible. So it's just, not great.
Go on.
No,
that's actually my third. That was my third one. That was actually my third one. The Panda one. What do you call it? The designer one. I had good shot.
That was my third. Robbie said, but you see that is the thing. These diss tracks have a backstory. If you don't know the beef, the song won't make sense. This is why we're saying.
That's right.
This is why we're saying. This is why, guys. Again, this is why I worded it this way. I did this on purpose.
Yes.
We've ever heard, not of all time, because
like again.
Okay,
so I think for me, I can't believe I just think for the Nicki Minaj one, it just wasn't the best. And this is the one of recent memory. I feel like she could have done better. That's why I put it. Not that it was bad or anything. I just felt a bit disappointed in it. That's literally it.
Bushido Brown.
I can't believe this.
You're in the frying pan. You're in the frying pan, buddy. Gunjan, I'm not reading anything about June. We ain't talking about movies. You see, Gunjan and Drew should just ride off into the sunset with these caveats. You know what I mean? Earth is flat.
I mean, excuse me, but why are you portraying me as a person who's like out of this world and has no clue what the fuck is going on? I don't understand. Listen, I came in.
Let me. You know what? Go on, sir.
I came in trying to understand the concept, what was going on, right? Yeah. And I say to you I can't really say my worst diss tracks because as an artist, they have taken their time to create their songs. So for me, it's a little bit difficult to say this is the worst diss track. So I would try.
Is all food bad? Okay. Is all food good?
Right.
Is every single dish good?
No.
The end of story. That's what I try to do. Not every dish is good. That's all you need to know.
Not every dish is good. That's right. But at the same time, coming from a creative perspective, I'm an artist, and I think that should be respected. That's how I view. That's how I view things. I sit in the studio hours and hours creating a track, and so that the other artists do the same thing. So it would be difficult for me to just say like, "Oh, that was the worst track I've ever heard on the planet Earth." They made a song, they made a track. So I would prefer doing the best. That's what I was trying to say. That was my whole point.
Okay, so Aubrey says because how she says if so she's talking about Bigfoot again. It is if you play it, you know what happened. Okay, fine. Because how you telling me it's not funny? That's
no, I never said it's not.
She sang a whole song stand on your big foot, referencing her fake Tory injury. But is that all she said? Yeah, Drew, I tried sliding with you, but keep on topic, my brother. Fight week this week. I want all the smoke. Remind me about this. We'll talk about this at the end. Let me read some of the lyrics off of. I mean, I was reading the lyrics off of Bigfoot. Some of them are all right.
Yeah, they were right. It's just disappointing. That's it. Why isn't anyone getting the one thing that I'm trying to say? It's not bad. It's just disappointing. That's why it's the most recent one.
Okay. No problem. No problem at all. I will carry on. So, Mr. Bushido Brown, let's carry on. You're number 4. No. Wait.
Bushido Brown. You mean Drew?
I'm
on 3. I'm on 3. My number 3 was the designer 4. One.
What was your number 4?
The number 4 was the Disney guy. The Logan brother.
Disney guy. Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I mean, I have to agree because I don't like them and their music sucks. Let's be honest.
Which song was that?
It is,
you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. You don't want to know.
Okay, you don't want to know.
Or the Disney guy, Justin Timberlake.
No, but Paul, one of the Paul brothers. It was one of the Paul brothers. I don't even want to look at it.
Okay, number 2.
But I have a song that I don't think it qualifies, or it does qualify as a diss track, but I wouldn't say it's the worst. I just think the way it was presented, it was kind of corny and very cheesy. Do you remember the beef between what's his name? Scott Storch and what's his name?
I forgot that song actually. That's
Scott Storch and
Timberland. That's Scott Storch
and Timberland.
That was also bad.
Give it to me.
That, I mean, look, he had.
It was a good diss track. It was a good diss track, but the way it was presented,
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't presented.
It was momentum. For Timberland, it was momentum. He was making hit songs. That's when The Way You Are came out, My Love, all those songs, and then he drops Give It to Me. Obviously, he's already hot. So he just said one line. I think he said one line. I'm a real producer. You're a piano man. My songs are off the charts. I heard them. My songs are off the charts. I heard yours. They're not. I'm not a fan. So
yeah.
But then the guy comes.
I think to be fair, they're all great music producers. I like Scott.
Both both are great. But
dope.
Scott Storch's reply was terrible, man. I wish I could have put it on the list, but it was terrible. Back to Bushido Brown. Your number 2, please, sir.
Nick Cannon.
Whatever
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, whatever
Nick Cannon was doing against Eminem, man.
Everything.
Didn't he even like bring in people from Malden out and
yes,
and then Eminem didn't even reply. He was fighting with himself.
In Nick Cannon's defense, like, he's not a rapper.
What?
He's never been a rapper, Nick Cannon.
Okay, fair enough. But he still did a diss track, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's never been even an actor.
But he released a diss track.
He released a diss track. Bushido Brown, you're number 1.
Number 1. Okay, this is gonna be so sad for me to say, but it's it's the Arby's diss by Pusha T, the fish sandwich diss track.
Who is he dissing?
Basically, I think it was McDonald's or something, hired him to make a diss track for Arby's, which is another company that made a fish sandwich.
But again,
it's also my favorite. It's also my favorite one. It's so dumb. It's so dumb and out of pocket.
Listen, it's your worst and it's your favorite one.
Yes, it's everything to me.
For me, because I listen to a lot of Pusha T too, right? And again, I can't really fathom the hype of Pusha T, really.
Nah, he's good.
Man.
Pusha is good.
Daytona is a really good album. It is a really good album.
It's a good album. RB says
it was promoted well. It was promoted well.
Of
course it was. I mean, it's Def Jam. RB says my number 5 is Cardi B's verse about BIA because BIA ate her up alive. I don't know. I haven't listened to. I mean, Cardi B, has she released a good diss track? I don't know. Okay. I mean, these new school cats, man, their diss tracks, very mad. But okay, yeah, fair enough. I could understand why you'd say Cardi B because you're a Nicki Minaj fan. I understand why you say it, but I would probably agree. I'll finish my list, and Mr. Drew, we can come back to you, isn't it? So I was at number 3, which was Designer's 50 Cent diss. My number 2 is Nicki Minaj's Stupid HOE, aka Stupid Ho. That song is annoying. Like it's annoying. Making funny voices. For me, I was like, okay. And to be fair, this one is close to number 1. It's close. For me, this is not what I want to hear in this song. It's not what I want to hear at all. Funny noises, all this quirky thing, and then your message is this person is come on, man. Let's be serious. So yeah, for me, I think she was dissing Lil Kim on this one, who also did not do well in this beef, to be honest. So their beef was kind of dead. The other beef that's forgettable is that Stefflon Don and what's her name, Jada Kingdom beef. I didn't even want to mention that shit because that was also not great. My number 1 is Soulja Boy F Bow Wow. That is the most annoying diss song I have ever heard. And that's why I'm saying Nicki Minaj is second, close second. But because I grew up around the time these guys were sort of making it, I didn't like Soulja Boy to start with. And for this artist to have this song, in the whole song, he's saying F Bow Wow, F Bow Wow, F Bow Wow, F Bow Wow. He says something else, and then he says, and the quality of the song is terrible as well. It makes it even worse. It's like literally somebody came out of the bedroom and said, I'm just going to diss Bow Wow. So that is my number 1 worst diss track I have ever heard, basically. There we go.
That makes sense.
I'll put that in the list because, I was
put that on anything.
I was not happy. RB says her number 4 is the Designer one. Yeah, Designer is getting into people's lists real quick. I ain't gonna lie. That Designer guy, he messed up.
He should stick to Panda.
Yeah, Black Slim Shady, she says as well. Black Slim Shady by Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was terrible, honestly. So there we go. My number 1, Soulja Boy, F Bow Wow. Number 2, Nicki Minaj, Stupid Ho. Number 3, Designer, 50 Diss. King Combs, Pick a Side. Nick Cannon, The Invitation. I just want to, it's the diss tracks we've ever heard because some of these diss tracks do not deserve a listen. Let's be honest. And they are probably worse ones than the ones we've listed. Like those 2 guys who dissed Eminem, but I went for what I'd listened to,
I had a question. This is since we're talking about diss tracks, it's a very key question. Who do you think won between 50 Cent and Jada?
And Jadakiss.
You think so?
I thought you said you were going to say Ja. Well, 50 Cent won.
No, 50 Cent and Ja Rule never even began.
50 Cent won because of momentum. He was on top. Like he literally did a song and just everybody, in that song, like literally he was just saying things, and it was the disrespect more than anything for 50 Cent. We got Mr. Fatson here, late as ever. Like, what time do you call this? What time do you call this?
Am I late?
One Tally can't even spell his own name. Relax. Yeah, you are late, man. You're like, what is this? What? Is the time different up north?
I like how Fatson. I like Fatson's attitude. I like Fatson's attitude. It's like it wasn't me.
7 o'clock.
But she caught me banging on the sofa. It wasn't me.
Leave Fatson alone. It's fight week. Perfect.
I like the attitude.
Fatson's here. He can give us a preview of fight week. At the end of the show. Fatson.
You know this.
I'm gonna run you up.
What's up?
Welcome, Fatson, from the Fatson podcast. I'm gonna run you up to speed right quick.
Go ahead.
Bushido Brown, who is his camera's off. His top 5 worst diss tracks are as follows. Number 5, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot. Dissing what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion. The Logan Brothers did a diss track apparently. The Designer diss track number 3. Number 2, Nick Cannon, Everything against Eminem. Number 1, Pusha T. the big
Really?
fish. What the fish sandwich dish? I'm honestly
Yep.
never heard. Drew is still
It's-
coming up with his list because not prepared.
I mean, no, I didn't. It was not about preparation. I gave you what I thought, how I feel about this situation.
Absolutely.
There's no worse Grammys. There's Grammys.
Absolutely
There you have
lovely.
Okay.
There you have it.
Okay, so
Okay.
the
So I'm
my
not gonna
list.
lie to you, yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought at one moment when you sent me the thing, I was like, all right, cool. So I prepared for the fucking best diss songs of all time in my language.
What is
So,
wrong with these guys?
I
What does
know.
he
No,
say?
I don't understand.
Holla.
I don't understand. I see that, but I don't understand why you'd have the worst diss songs ever. But anyway, it's your show. Let's
You
jump on.
guys.
We're
These
here.
guys.
We've done the best diss tracks before. We're doing the opposite.
That's
The
cool.
opposite.
Cool. I'm here. I'm all for it. I'm good. I'm here. I'm here for it, man. It's cool. It's cool.
We'll give you time. We'll give you time. So my list here was number 1, Soulja Boy, F Bow Wow, Nicki Minaj, Stupid Ho. 3 was Designer, the 50 Cent diss. Number 4 was King Combs, Pick a Side, when it just 50 Cent. Then number 5, Nick Cannon, The Invitation. RB also has her list. Her number 5 is the Cardi B BIA, the verse that she dissed BIA. Number 4 was the Designer one. Number 3, Black Slim Shady by Nick Cannon. Number 2, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, but it depends on which song. I feel like he had one of his songs.
But my question is, why would you even go and listen to Nick Cannon?
That's what I don't get.
Why?
But it was Eminem versus.
When Nick Cannon releases a track, why would you even press play?
Hey! I'm a gigolo, spending lots of dough. I know R. Kelly's in jail, but that song was nice. That song was nice.
Oh wow!
Literally, he was though. Still is.
Wow.
No,
So that would be one of mine. I'll put that on number 5. We're gonna play those games. I'm jumping in real quick. This is off the dome, yeah.
What the
number 4? Yeah, number 4. I'm going for. Do you remember Scott Storch?
Yeah,
And that Scott Storch and Timbaland beef.
Yeah.
What was that track that he dropped?
Oh, I forgot, but he sort of starts like, I'm a piano man, yes, a piano
built like that.
We're just talking about
built
it.
like
Yeah,
that. That's the one.
That's the one.
But the beat was nice, though. The beat was nice,
But
hang on, go on.
Does it have to be a hip hop track, or it could be any diss track?
It's a diss track. It doesn't have to be hip hop.
All
right. Okay. Cool. Then maybe I have one. I have only one.
So
okay.
Did I hear? Sorry, because I was listening to this before I jumped on. Did I hear somebody say that "Hit 'Em Up" was a shit diss song?
Oh my god!
No one said that. No one said that.
That's what I'm saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I only heard bits of it. So
you're wrong.
That's the question I came in as well. Well,
how's that a whack diss song? I don't get it.
I said it wasn't artistic enough. That's what I said. I just said
I don't prefer it compared to like just
enough. That's what I said.
And I said it's good. I said it's good, but I prefer No Vaseline in comparison.
It is. Again, I said it's one of the most disrespectful records ever made, but it wasn't. But Tupac's verses were not articulate enough. That's what I said.
How were they not articulate enough?
I read the lyrics here. I did. If you were listening, I read this guy literally said, "If you claim to be a player, but I bust your wife." We touch on bad boys,
and I say,
yeah, but at that time, those are some iconic bars in that particular era.
That particular,
and given the context of the actual beef, like those are some fucking hard hits. Sorry, I keep swearing. It's a family show.
No,
I don't get it. To explain this whole time. If it was in the 80s, for example, what's his name, Herc or Grandmaster Flash dissing each other, what kind of diss track do you think would have come out that time?
But if you guys keep going with this timeline,
it would have been like, check this out. I'm on the street, you're putting on Nikes, your school is whack. It would have been like that in the 80s.
Like we're repeat again.
But that's a fact. That's a fact.
Fat Son,
and in the 90s, that's how hip hop was. That time, that era. That's how hip hop was. right? In the J. Cole era, right now, hip hop is a new different thing.
I will repeat this for the sake of Watson. I said, right, this timeline argument, I'm not buying it because there were people like Grandmaster Flash who were quite articulate with his music.
Fine. Okay.
One of the godfathers.
I hear what you're saying. My argument back to you is, given the magnitude of the beef between the East and the West, between Pac and Biggie, how can you tell me that song, like, it doesn't even need to be articulate? He didn't need to be articulate. All he had to do was talk some shit on the fucking mic, say some fucked up shit about Biggie, and it's done. Like, there's no need for being articulate. I don't get it.
This is what I'm saying. You should have been here earlier. I said it was one of the most disrespectful diss tracks I have ever heard, but it wasn't articulate enough. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it ain't like it's up there. It's one of the greatest.
Okay, so what I'm gathering right now, is your point right now is saying you need to have a dictionary to have an articulate diss track.
This is my opinion.
What I'm hearing right now. That's what I'm hearing right now.
You know, the funny thing is, I was also arguing with the boys in the WhatsApp group, right? And they were saying the same. What do you mean, Tupac hit him up? So when you line up,
actually, wait, Fatson, do you think the story of Adidon is a bad diss track, one of the worst of all time?
Which one?
Oh, the story of
Adidon.
Pusha T.
The one Pusha T to Drake.
Do I think it's one of the worst?
Worst of all time.
I don't like this because I love hip hop, man. Like,
no. Answer.
Don't be safe. I like him. He's not your best friend. Answer.
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, yeah.
What?
What I say to this, boys? What I say to this, guys? I say I don't want to put any label on it that this is the worst, this is the best. But I don't feel that song. I don't feel that song hit me.
Guys,
it didn't hit me.
I'm an aspiring podcaster in this world of social media. These comments will be clipped, and next thing I'm on a fucking diss song. So I ain't saying shit.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I'll hold my own. I'll hold my own against anyone that comes from me. But it's cool, you know. I'm joking.
That's a good disclaimer right there.
Moving on. Drew, are you gonna hit?
Do you know me and Drew once did a diss song? Do you remember it, Drew?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was
it articulate?
It was Drew. Actually, I've got it. I'll send it to you, Drew. Drew actually wrote this killer hook. Honestly, we were in the studio. Some guy dissed us on the fucking radio or whatever. We got in the studio with Drew the next day. Drew was like, "I've got a hook for y'all," and he hit record. I was like, "Wow." It was crazy. I'll send it to you. Have a listen. I've still got the original one with you on it as well.
Man, if you got the original, you should send it over, man. Send it over.
Arby says the man spelling his name as one Tlali, judging how articulate Tupac was.
Wow. Shots are being fired right here, man.
Oh man, damn.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation.
Hey, it's your problem. Do a diss track. Because I like beef. Hit me up.
So what would this be? This would be Pusha T and Nicki Minaj. Let's put it that way.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Let's be serious. Let's be serious here. Drew, are you gonna give us this list, or should we move on to this?
No, I think we should move on. I was gonna say, again. This is why I asked: is it hip hop or is it just generally any track?
Generally, anything.
Because Mariah did a song that was dissing Eminem. Why are you so obsessed with me?
What is good?
That was the worst song on the planet.
Fair enough.
You know what? It's fine. I agree.
All right,
you know what? I used to agree. I agree.
Moving along, Nick Cannon. Sorry, man.
Moving along.
What is good?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Anyway, fight weekend. So Mr. Anthony Joshua was fighting Mr. Dubois. This weekend at Wembley. I think they had to extend. They had to, sell more tickets just to get people in. I think they're going to fill up Wembley, which is going to be insane.
96,000.
No, I'm not. 96,000.
I'm ringside as well.
You're ringside.
You're ringside. My man.
I'm not reading.
Right. Give us Mr. Fatson,
I was like,
please.
what?
Are you doing a podcast on this?
I might do, yeah. Good shot.
What?
I don't know
All right.
about it. Yeah, probably.
Give us a taster. Give us a rundown. What are your
What you want to know? So my thoughts are. So I'm a big AJ fan anyway. So I think the occasion is gonna be too much for Daniel Dubois to handle. I think there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on within his camp that's we kind of know, but we don't know fully with his trainer who is being there, who wasn't there at the press conference yesterday. He's weighed in at a career heaviest, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that earlier.
Oh no.
Which for boxing fans, especially in the heavyweight, like that can actually be to your detriment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's got the experience. He's going for 3-time world champion of the world, which is quite a historic title to have, especially when you do it 3 times. Do you know what? My prediction is Anthony Joshua to me he's just come on leaps and bounds. His boxing IQ is so much better than it used to be. He used to be just his knockout merchant. He's still got that in the tank. But I think what we'll see tomorrow is a masterclass of everything. He'll break him and wear him down, and he'll stop him. He'll knock him out.
No, that's fair. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Saying that, I think, as we all know, this is heavyweight boxing, and anything can happen. One punch, and it's over. So
finished.
And don't discount Daniel Dubois. Like he's a big puncher, but I just don't think he's there yet.
I don't think mentally he's ready as well to face. Joshua is a professional fighter who like takes his time and wait until like the last minute, and then he will just fuck you.
Wait. This is why Fatson's point was very good here. He definitely was a knockout merchant. He used to want to knock you out by 3 rounds or whatever it is, right? Then he realized he couldn't go past 6 rounds. After 6 rounds, he would start waning a little bit. But now, as Fatson is saying, he's evolved into a complete fighter, a little bit more intelligent about how he fights. He got a new trainer, didn't he?
Ben Davidson. Yeah, Ben Davidson. Yeah. And you can see the difference that just Ben Davidson has made to him, and the stuff that they work on, he does it. It's almost like I'm telling you guys how I'm going to win this fight with video footage on social media. I'm telling you exactly how I'm going to do it, and he'll go and do it. It's almost like I'm giving you the cheat sheet. This is what you should avoid, because if you don't, this is what I'm going to do. But he'll do it. And Ben Davidson, you've got to give him credit for it. Like you really do. Yeah. So,
but even speed-wise, though, like Anthony Joshua is just fast. Like he's compared to Dubois, like he has speed, he has accuracy, he has the momentum to like knock you out in like no time. So I think
he will.
I don't know.
He will.
Okay.
I watched the interview. That was funny. When Dubois was trying to cut him, was trying to cut him off, and he was like just very patient.
But that's another reason, Dubois is out of his depth. So Dubois, and I don't want to say this because it's quite disrespectful, but he's just not built for the media. You can see it in the way he speaks, the things that he says, and it's almost cringe just listening to the way he speaks and the way he says things. So that again could go against him. He's also, in the boxing world, a quitter. Especially when the occasion soaks him up. It's a big occasion. The Usyk fight, which controversially, though, with the low blow, it's neither here nor there whether or not it was low or not. But that was his best moment in that fight, and he got taken away from him. What happened? He got onto the knee and he quit. When he fought Joe Joyce, this is back before he was at world level. Joe Joyce, that was built to be one of the biggest up-and-coming British heavyweight title fights. What happened? He fucking quit again. So I think when the occasion gets to him, he doesn't have it cut. I don't think he's cut out for it, to be honest. So let's see what happens.
No.
So basically, the lights are too bright for him right now.
The lights are far too bright. Yeah, definitely. 96,000 at Wembley. We forget AJ has done this 3 times at Wembley. He's done it 3 times. I was there for him. But he's done it. He knows he's all about the big occasion. That doesn't faze him. Dubois, I think, will actually get absolutely spooked by the magnitude of the occasion. It's wild. I went to AJ's Wembley fight, the the Klitschko one, and even I, as a fan, I was like, wow. Like
it's got that Mike Tyson focus, isn't it? He's
honest
like
to God,
very
yeah,
focused.
the atmosphere, and you can't imagine what it's like being in the center of that. I'm just a fan in the stands. The atmosphere is incredible. So I don't know. Let's let that first bell go and let's see what happens, man.
Trust me, it's hard to hear the noise in Wembley. You know, at an England game, it feels like you're at a funeral. You know, even though people are making noise, it's hard. Like, I don't know, for me, the noise in Wembley, it's not as great as when you go, for example, Stoke. You know, when I went to Stoke City and it's an open stadium and it's very loud. You know, the fans are very loud, but Wembley was like, come on, you know. So it must be vibes. So guys, go check that out. I put a poll in the chat here. Who do you think is gonna win, AJ or Dubois? In the comments here, RB, big boxing fan, says, see what I was saying? Fatson gathered his information from me 5 minutes ago. What are you, ChatGPT?
Wow.
RB says it's worth mentioning that the 3 times heavyweight champions list is short, and it puts AJ on that list with Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. Some great names there. Great.
And Mike Tyson too. You forgot. Got Mike Tyson on that list.
Mike Tyson 3 times?
No, Mike Tyson not done it 3 times. No.
No.
No, it's an iconic title to have, like 3 times as well. It's like, and you can look at it one of 2 ways. You can look at it as, I think reigning supreme once is cool, but like coming back from the losses and the way in which these greats did, and if AJ does it, which I believe he will, I'm gonna put him up there with the greats, because that list in itself, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. That's some serious company to be around, and to be able to do that 3 times, you've got to give it to him, and then he'll go for undisputed after that, and I think he'll do it. He'll actually do it.
This is what we want to see. We want to see undisputed. RB also says, if we bring out the destruction job done on Ngannou, Dubois is just an appetizer. Wow. Very, very arrogant. I like how Antali and Drew learned their lesson last time. They were not arguing against AJ.
But let's discuss that. Let's discuss that.
What happened?
Listen, we had a discussion about AJ and Ngannou, right? And my argument was that, of course, AJ is a great fighter, but Ngannou has got punches that you don't want to, you do not want to let one of those punches land on you. And I had a feeling that if Ngannou had the chance to hit AJ would have been knocked out. And AJ said it himself, though. He's met some strong fighters.
You can say that about Dubois. Dubois is a power puncher. If Joshua slips, and we all know Joshua doesn't have a chin, Joshua gets clipped, it could be game over. But I think he's too smart. He's too clever. He's learned from his past mistakes, and you'll see defensively so much better. And I think tomorrow should be interesting.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Gunjan with a classic comment. He says, I voted, and he didn't spell him right. It said Dubois. He might as well be Portuguese or Congolese or something.
Hang on a second. Why would you put me in the same lane as Gunjani? I think you need to take that back at this very moment. You need to take that back at this very moment.
You were wilding.
It's because
I'm sorry.
It's because you think the earth is flat. That's why. That's literally it.
I still do, man. I still do.
I'm not letting that go.
I still do.
Okay, then. Go out of your house and wave at me.
Even Eddie Griffin thinks the same thing. That's just the fact of life right now.
Go outside of your house and wave at me now.
Are you being for real?
I can't wave at you. You're in UK. I'm in Norway. How would I wave at you?
You should watch
last 2-hour flight distance. How can I wave at you?
You should watch last week's podcast, Fatson. It was outrageous, completely.
How in the world can I wave at you at a 2-hour flight distance? How is that even possible? If it was round, I would be able to wave at you.
You know what? Yeah, I apologize. Okay. That was a horrible joke. That was a horrible joke.
If it was round, I'll be able to wave at you.
Carrying on, Chichewa word of the week. Oh my gosh. one that can suit this whole topic. Yes. Let's ask Fatson, because you know you're the guest.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. I'm not prepared.
I've got one.
I don't know. No, I'm not doing this. No. Drew.
Okay.
Pass the baton.
Wami Salah.
Wami Salah. Okay. Crazy person. Or okay. Wami Salah.
Didn't we have that like crazy uncle or something?
Crazy uncle, we did, I think.
Yeah.
But I think we changed it.
We had that one? Yeah, okay. Hey, damn it. Hey.
I'll go for Ngannou. Disrespect, basically, because of diss track. You know, disrespect. Ngannou.
See what you did there.
I mean, okay, before you exit,
articulate.
Articulate.
Some might say you're a rapper as well, but hey, who knows?
I got a question. Who do you think won between 50 Cent and Fat Joe?
Oh my gosh. Fat Joe had one song.
And but who won? Who won? Even though he had one song, but who won?
50 won the beef. 50 won the beef.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
Nah.
Joe has said it himself. Why would you even go up against 50 Cent?
Listen, have you seen Joe and drink what's that?
But he said it himself.
Drink Champs. Listen, but have you seen the Drink Champs when Joe was on that? And he even said it when he dropped Fofo. 50 was mad. 50 even came on stage when Joe was performing at some award ceremony or something to start a fight because that song just really ticked him off.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he won. You know.
I mean, if it becomes violent, then who won?
But beef is not about getting violent. It was rap. Do you know what I mean? I used to 50 won, clearly. But I think Fat Joe, that one song was absolutely lyrically incredible.
It damaged.
But you also have to remember 50 went at everyone that sided with Joe. 50 went for, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why he went with track after track. Piggy Bank, Window Shopper, fucking there's so many songs one after the other. And he references every single one of them. Anyone that rolled with Joe, that's when they did that New York song. You can arguably say
I run New York.
No, the one with Ja Rule.
The
clips, nigga, I'm from New York.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
But 50 is a brute, though. He's a natural brute.
50 went for everyone.
He went for everyone. If in fact, I honorable mention Ja Rule, that whole album he did. What was it called? Blood in My Eye. Oh my gosh. One of the worst albums I've ever heard. I mean, there's some bangers in that album, but I didn't come out of that thinking this guy really disrespected 50 Cent here. You know, Blood in My Eye, that album. Oh my gosh. You know, you might as well just have written a text to him and said, F you. That's the whole album, basically.
He should have been more articulate. Is that what you're saying?
He didn't even get disrespectful, boss. It wasn't even disrespectful. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining, Mr. Fatson, Drew, the fashionably late crew. Might as well start a podcast, the fashionably late podcast, isn't it? Wait, that's a sick name though. Bushido Brown, the fact checker. Thank you very much. RB, Gunjan, I see you guys in there. Anna, even though she's probably disappeared.
How do you get this? How did you get this title, the fact checker? How do you get this title?
During the quiz.
Right.
So you're like the podcast Chat GPT. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's because I'm a nerd. That's why.
What constitutes a nerd?
Interests.
Guys, thank you very much. Drew still wants to talk.
I was just trying to get it.
Have a good weekend. Team AJ, woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? Later.
Peace.